I love Jazmine Sullivan.
She's my favorite.
Jazzy, you stick to what you do. Love you. Love the Insecure song. Love the Lost One song.
Jazmine Sullivan is the best voice in R&B. Jazmine Sullivan, though, there's an extra little something that you carry with you vocally, and I think in your writing too.
This woman is one of the most talented songwriters you will ever meet.
Welcome back. If you're here, I hope you've watched part 1 already, which discusses Jazmine Sullivan's upbringing and her career journey up until the release of Fearless. In 2008, she released Fearless, which peaked at number 6 on the Billboard 200 chart. Bust Your Windows became an anthemic record. Jazmine named the project Fearless because she isn't afraid to try new things. Even Need You Bad with its reggae influence was out of her element. Jazmine believes the album was so successful due to her finally embracing herself. The album earned her comparisons to Lauryn Hill and Amy Winehouse. She received 5 Grammy nominations. One was for Best New Artist, in which she lost to Adele, who she has also been compared to a lot. Babyface years later would add fuel to the fire when he said, "I think Jazmine Sullivan is amazing and I think she sounds great. Whether I can say Jazmine Sullivan has written the Adele songs, I don't know if I can say that. Adele really writes from personal experience and all that stuff, and her pain and all of that goes into her records, and that's what makes her stuff real." It's clear that Babyface doesn't really know much about Jazmine's music, because if he did, he'd know that her music centers on relatability. She writes from diverse perspectives and has songs about beauty, love, feeling underappreciated, self-love, poverty. Babyface even went so far as to eliminate race as a contributing factor in Adele's career. I can admit that the long break didn't help Jazmine, but to attribute her lack of mainstream success to a lack of writing skills and not address the issues of exposure that Black R&B artists face is unacceptable. In 2009, Jazmine was featured on songs by Jadakiss, Ace Hood, Snoop Dogg, and Wale.
Boy, if you ever left my side.
In 2010, Jazmine co-wrote a major Grammy-nominated comeback record for Monica, Everything to Me, as well as a few other songs for her on her album Still Standing and New Life. That year, Jazmine also released Love Me Back, which earned her another Grammy nomination. It showed her love of Prince with album cuts like Good Enough and Don't Make Me Wait. She recorded the album while working on the film Red Tails, and that's how the Neo collaboration came about. In some ways, it seems like they were trying to reinvent the success of Fearless by having a Missy-produced lead single, Holding Me Down, and then 10 Seconds, which is similar to Bust Your Windows, except it's more of a warning. Jazmine even admitted in interviews that this album was stressful initially because she felt pressure to recreate the past and compete with peers until something clicked in her that she needed to just relax. Jazmine also wanted people to see a different side of her that was softer and more loving. On The Scorpion Show, she mentioned wanting to release Excuse Me as a single because it would show her versatility. That year, she was also awarded Billboard's Rising Star Award. Less than 2 months later, Jazmine announced that she was taking a hiatus. A lot of people thought it was due to industry politics and poor album sales, but in actuality, it was due to her being overwhelmed by a bad relationship. Jazmine prides herself on being real and didn't want to put on a facade, but what was supposed to be a couple of months turned into years. In 2011, at the time of the break, Jazmine was living in California with just her boyfriend, who was emotionally, mentally, and eventually physically abusive. This relationship took her to rock bottom. She even considered drugs. She was so committed to making it work because of her parents' relationship, but she eventually came to realize that what she was experiencing wasn't love and definitely not worth her career. Jazmine broke up with him and moved back in with her family, and they helped her build herself back up. During this time, she was featured on Robert Glasper's Black Radio 2.
Turn into 3 long years, and it became painfully clear that we were never
in Philly, Jazmine began creating her third album, Reality Show. This project was different from past ones because she executive produced it. Usually she would go to different cities to work with producers, but this time she didn't feel like doing that. And she also didn't want to dilute the message. There was no Missy Elliott collab, though Missy did give the project her blessing. She worked hard on this project because after being away for so long, she wasn't sure if she still had a spot.
Were you nervous?
To come back, yes. Yes, I was nervous up until the album came out.
Okay.
So, when you go away for some time, you don't know if you still have that spot in people's hearts, and you don't know if people are going to kind of forget about you or move on. And so, yes, I was definitely nervous to come back.
In 2015, Reality Show was released. It's the body of work that she is most proud of. Its name came from Jazmine's obsession with reality TV series like Love and Hip Hop. She really admired the way that they let it all hang out. Jazmine is too private of a person to join a reality show, so this is her way of offering her fans that type of candidness through her medium of choice, music. In my opinion, this is Jazmine's strongest record. She approached this project like a storyteller or a playwright, altering her voice to fit the message or feel of certain songs. This album, like her previous ones, is critically acclaimed and earned her 3 Grammy nominations.
I'll share my pictures with the world. I'm not afraid to let it go anymore. Oh.
In 2016, Jazmine did a cover story for Ebony and did background vocals on Frank Ocean's Endless album. In 2017, she put out Insecure with Bryson Tiller, featured on Goldlink's Meditation, Molly's Love by You, Nia's Sideline, and also wrote and did background vocals for Mary J. Blige's Strength of a Woman album. In 2019, she was featured on Kindness's Hard to Believe, PJ Morton's Built for Love, and Pentatonix's Joyful Joyful cover, and was on Anderson .Paak's High Heels. She was also in an episode of Godfather of Harlem. In 2020, Jazmine announced her mother Pam's diagnosis with breast cancer. My heart goes out to her because she and her mom are incredibly close. Jazmine shaved her hair off and changed to a plant-based diet with her mother. She's been doing whatever she can to show her mom that she's not alone. I pray that Miss Pam will make a full recovery. Jazmine also put out Lost One and confirmed that an EP was forthcoming. Her releasing this single in the midst of all she's going through highlights how Jazmine is ignited by real-life circumstances, good and bad. Lost One is evidence of her continuous sonic evolution. No song sounds like another from Jazmine. It's a very introspective song, which is fitting for these reflective times. The live rendition made me like it even more. I'm eagerly awaiting the EP, but also recognize the stress she and her family are under right now. Jazmine is set to star as Gladys Knight in a yet-to-be-released film, Spinning Gold, which is cool, although a lot of people think she should play Phyllis Hyman one day. And if you need an idea for how Jazmine would sound singing a song from Phyllis Hyman, you can listen to the unreleased version of Until It's Gone, a song that she co-wrote for Monica. It samples the Spinners' I Don't Want to Lose You, which Phyllis Hyman covered on her debut album. I also hope we get to hear the Fantasia and Brandy collaboration one day. This is Jazmine Sullivan in my eyes. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. Thanks for watching.